Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be playing with basically just some Colored Rain makeup. I did recently pick up the Juicy Boost palette. I got the one that's like the little book. That's the only one that they had available. It was half off. And I kind of always just wanted to try out this palette. I know it's probably going on a year old, if not older. And I know that it got, I wouldn't say like the most positive reviews, but I still always wanted to try it out. I do really like my other palette from them, even though I do think it's the reformulation, the Vivid Pigments palette. So I was like, I don't know, let's give it a shot. I'm also going to be playing with their new primer paint base. I just got the shade White, which is all over my lids. It is definitely a more thicker primer than the Juvia's Place one, which I usually use. That one's a bit thinner, but I do kind of like it. Like, it really worked really well to cut like the brows, and so far it seems super nice, lightly tacky. And then I also picked up their, I think, Essential Eye Brush set just to play around with that as well. And let's get started with the video. Before I forget, one random little tidbit that I noticed last night, and I feel like nobody really talks about, is that these shadows are magnetic. I don't know if the larger one is magnetic. Okay, I can't even take it out. I do probably just have to get a tool or something like that in the future. But I do honestly really like that, especially if there's, you know, certain shades you want to pop out, mess around with the palette, whatever. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start off with the shade Kale Yeah, which is like a super dark green shade. And then I'm going to use, out of their brushes, this one, which is called Mini Blending Brush. I'm just gonna do a look that is probably a normal look that I would do, just to really make sure that it is, I don't want to like try and create something that's like super out there and different from something I would normally do, because I feel like when you do that, then you have a more likely chance of not liking the makeup, if that makes sense. I'm just gonna go ahead, just do my normal, building out the crease. So far, everything is laying down really nice. The shadows are super pigmented, a little powdery, but I don't necessarily mind that. It just means that there's just a bit more pigment, generally, at least in my opinion, with playing with shadows. One thing I do like though, and it might just be the brush, I'll have to use this more, I do normally use like a pencil brush, so a bit more like dense and small than this, and it just does not pick up color that well. This, so far, is picking up color really well and just laying it down super intense, which I honestly really like. It's so pretty. The colors in this palette that they have, like even the, what do you call it? They have a super light green that I am hoping is turns out to be super good. But this shade right here, it is called Cucumber Avocado. It's such a pretty light green, and it reminds me of from the Crayon Case. Now, I never fully like gave this shadow one like a big try, but I know it was not my favorite, which is this one, the lemon and lime shade, or lime green shade, sorry. It's super pretty. It's a super similar shade, but I just remember it fading very fast. So I am really curious to see how this one works. So once I have that built up, I'm just going to take the shade Mint Leaves and the slightly larger brush. This is called the Small Blending Brush, and just kind of build up some shadow around the edges. I did use these same colors in my brows as well. The only thing I did notice I had a little bit of difficulty with, and so I'll be curious to see if we're gonna have the same, is because this green is so, the darker one that we used, the Kale one, I just had a little bit of a, sorry, I'm like totally blocking. I just had a little bit of a difficulty getting them to blend, but so far they don't look like it's like blending that bad, so maybe it's gonna be good. And I do know that like some shades you just kind of have to go back and forth to get that really good blend. I find that completely normal. And again, so far the shades are like really pigmented. I do, the only, because I watched like one video and one girl was talking about like the reddy shades not being very good, the pinky reddy shades. So I'm thinking of playing with those on the lower lash line. But I think so far, I mean, I don't know. It seems like it's blending pretty well to me. Nothing crazy, and these brushes are so soft. They're super nice. I really like them. I played around with the angled brow brush to do my eyebrows, I think, I don't know if anybody has this with like brows or something. If you're used to using like a certain brush and then you switch it up, it just feels completely bizarre. But I mean, the brows still turned out really good. Very, very crisp and lovely like I like them to be. Okay, next we're gonna go ahead and dip into the shade Cucumber Avocado with the medium blending brush and just again layer that on top. This brush might be a little too big. This is definitely a very large blending brush. And there still is one more that's really big. I mean, I don't know. We're trying it out. We're going different. So far, I think it's working like super well. Very easy to blend. One random thing too, you will be using one of the shimmer shades, which I do love. One of the things that really stopped me from getting this palette earlier is I thought, and I'm probably wrong, that somebody had said that the 3 shimmer shades were pressed glitters, and they are definitely not. Here, I can swatch these real quick for you because they are very beautiful. I really like these. And it just saddens me because hello. Let's lay them on the skin. Dude, those are so pretty, aren't they? Look at how like gorgeous they are. I feel like this would be the one that you might consider to be like kind of more duochrome-y. I guess the other ones, I mean, they have very nice light reflection, which is something that I super love. So I'm very excited for those. But anyways, sorry, continuing on where we were. I'm gonna go and dip into the white shade, Coconut Water, just for a nice brow bone highlight. Not that I need it. And again, so far the base feels super good, completely normal, no problems whatsoever with that. Okay, so going back in with the original brush in the darker green shade, I'm just gonna go ahead and intensify everything real quick. Just add more of the dark green, some of the light green if you need to, tapping them over the top of each other. That's honestly how I've realized that, especially with really pigmented shades like this, that, oh, that green is so good. Because I'm pretty sure this is a pressed pigment palette, these shadows will sometimes have that tendency to not want to blend together a lot, but so far, nothing I would say where I feel like it's skipping, nothing crazy. I think it's, if you're willing to put in the time and effort, I think it's worth it. Maybe that's a bad choice of words, time and effort. I don't really feel like this is that bad. It's only been taking me so far a couple of minutes to, you know, build this up, and I think it's really good. The base definitely is really good in my opinion. I feel like when you use like a thicker cream sometimes or whatever, things will just really stick to it and pop. I like the fact that it's white, or the one I have. There is 4 shades. I probably, because I bought, of course, I wanted free shipping, because who does that? So I bought 2 of the same. I probably should not have. I probably should have bought the white and the second latest shade. We are finally back after being gone for a minute. I kind of just kept adding more and more colors. One random thing that I do really like about this palette, compared to like other palettes that I've tried before, is I'm able to layer up the shades really well and kind of just have them keep going and keep layering and not having them get like messed up. Like, I don't know if anybody can relate to that. Like, you add another like layer on top and then it kind of just either just does nothing or whatever. I feel like these can keep kind of be layered up to get finally the look that you want. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut my crease as normal, and then we'll be right back. So I went ahead and just lightly cut the crease with just their eyeshadow primer. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of NYX glitter glue on to my hand, and then we're going to take, I think this is just called a round shadow brush. It's just super dense. It almost gives me like concealer brush vibes. These brushes though, random, they're just so pretty. I really honestly want to get more. They're very nice. I feel very like fancy using them. Let's go ahead, apply our glitter adhesive. I'm super excited. I feel like this color we're gonna put on is just going to shine. So let's go ahead and dip into lemon wheatgrass. Same brush. I'm just gonna start like tapping it on because oh my god. Oh. I don't know if you can see that. That shade is just so pretty. You can use your finger, I'm sure. This reminds me of that highlighter of theirs that I love that's just oh so shiny. I am in love with this color. I really might have to get their new palette. I'm not a big nudes person, but for how good this quality is, I might, because I'm pretty sure that they have some shimmer shades in there, and girl loves a nice shimmer. It's just foiled so nicely. So far, in my opinion, everything in this palette has been quite nice. Okay, let me finish this up and I will be right back. So now that that is applied and super pretty, let's go ahead and take, I'm thinking we'll take a little more of Kale, yeah, that dark green, our mini blending brush to bring in more of that brown. I'm gonna kind of, I don't know why I just said brown, dark green. I'm gonna kind of create almost a wing shape from, is it called your iris? I don't know, the black spot on your eye. Alright, after that intensity is built up, let's go ahead and take mint leaves, same brush, and just start just lightly overlapping the two and starting to come onto that shimmer shade. Like, do I want to do the pink? I mean, I know I said I was going to, but I don't know anymore. Maybe I'll do like a second look with it because I'm really liking those, and I think I just want to do the same colors underneath the eye. So maybe let's do that, and then I will be right back, probably with my final thoughts on anything, so one moment. Alrighty, welcome back to the end of this video. Go ahead and just apply eyeliner, you know, all the jazz. I took the darker green under the eye as well as that like mid-tone green. And you know, just blended it all. I think it actually will come in all kind of weird. But I don't hate this. I really, really, really like it. I definitely am excited to play with it again. And honestly, so far, I think it's a really good palette. I really do think people should pick it up if you want to. And it's completely half off, which is amazing. I love that. Anyways, go ahead and leave me a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz, and I will see you on my next video. Alright, bye.